Hi, and welcome to our video on the addiction of social media. Did you know that the average person spends over 2 hours per day on social media? That's almost 8 hours per week and over 500 hours per year. And for some people, that number is even higher. But while social media can be a great way to connect with friends and family, stay informed, and even grow a business, it can also be highly addictive and have negative impacts on our mental health and relationships. In fact, a study by the American Journal of Epidemiology found that people who spend more than 2 hours per day on social media are at a higher risk of depression and anxiety. So today, we're going to talk about what social media addiction is, the reasons behind it, the consequences, and what you can do to break the addiction. First, let's define what social media addiction is. It's characterized by excessive use and an inability to control one's usage. This can manifest in a variety of ways, such as feeling anxious or depressed without access to social media, constantly checking for notification, and prioritizing social media over real-life interactions. But why do people become addicted to social media in the first place? One reason is FOMO, or fear of missing out. With social media, we're constantly bombarded with updates and photos from our friends and celebrities, and it can make us feel like we're missing out on something if we're not constantly connected. Another reason is social comparison. Seeing the highlight reels of other people's lives on social media can make us feel like we're not good enough or that we're not measuring up. This can lead to negative self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy. For some people, social media can be a way to escape from their problems or negative emotions. It's easy to get lost in the endless scroll of content and forget about your own issues for a while. But this can be a temporary fix and ultimately lead to even more stress and problems. Instant gratification is also a factor in social media addiction. We get a hit of dopamine, a feel-good chemical in our brains, every time we get a like, comment, or follower. It's similar to the way that gambling can be addictive because of the rush of winning. And just like with gambling, the more we get this instant gratification, the more we want it. But what are the consequences of social media addiction? One of the biggest impacts is on our mental health. Excessive social media use has been linked to increased anxiety, depression, and loneliness. The constant stream of notifications can lead to feelings of inadequacy, and FOMO, and the pressure to present a perfect image online can be overwhelming. In fact, a study by the University of Pennsylvania found that limiting social media use to just 30 minutes per day led to significant decreases in depression and loneliness. Physical health can also be affected by social media addiction. Spending long periods of time sitting and staring at a screen can lead to sedentary behavior, which can increase the risk of obesity and other health problems. And if you're staying up late scrolling through social media, it can also disrupt your sleep quality, leading to fatigue and decreased productivity. Finally, social media addiction can have a negative impact on relationships. Instead of having face-to-face conversations and building deeper connection, we may rely on shallow online interactions. This can lead to a decline in real-life relationships and even a lack of communication skills. So what can you do if you think you might be addicted to social media? First, set limits for yourself. Decide on a specific amount of time that you want to spend on social media each day and stick to it. You can also consider using apps or settings that track your usage and help you cut down. Consider setting aside certain times of the day for social media rather than being constantly connected. Find a balance between your online and offline life. Make time for face-to-face interactions and activities that don't involve screens. Engage in hobbies and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. There are also some simple steps you can take to make your social media use healthier. Unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel negative or stressed. Take breaks and have social media-free days or periods. Use social media for positive purposes, such as connecting with loved ones or learning new things. Don't compare your life to others on social media. Remember that people tend to only post their best moments. And remember that social media is only a small part of your life and should not define your worth or happiness. And if you're struggling with a severe addiction, don't be afraid to seek help. Talk to a mental health professional or join a support group. There are resources available to help you break the cycle of social media addiction and improve your overall well-being. It's also important to be aware of the risks of social media and to protect your privacy. Make sure to set strong passwords, be cautious about what personal information you share online, and be aware of potential scams and cyberbullying. Another factor to consider is the role of social media companies in keeping users engaged. These companies are designed to keep users on their platforms for as long as possible, and they use tactics such as notification, infinite scrolling, and algorithms that show us more of what we like to keep us hooked. It's important to be aware of these tactics and to use social media mindfully, rather than falling prey to them. If you're a parent, it's important to also consider your children's social media use. Set limits and rules for their usage, and educate them about the risks and dangers of social media, such as cyberbullying and sharing personal information. Encourage them to have a balance between online and offline activities and to prioritize real-life relationships. In conclusion, while social media can be a valuable tool, it's important to be mindful of our habits and not let it consume our lives. If you're feeling overwhelmed or like you can't control your usage, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Remember to set limits, find balance, and prioritize your mental and physical health. Realize that it's okay to disconnect and take breaks from social media. Be aware of the tactics used by social media companies to keep you engaged, and consider the role of social media in your children's lives. Thanks for watching, and we hope you found this video helpful.